Hello guys, welcome back. So in my last video, I talked about we created basically some error scenarios, okay, and we did did it some production like scenarios where we automated by using page object model. Where if you see in your actual test case, you do not see any click operation or any send keys or any some general operations what we do, right? Everything is written into methods and then it is called, which is and the name itself is pretty self-explanatory, right? You see, click on motorcycle link on homepage, enter cylinder capacity on vehicle data. Then we are trying to assert, that means it is comparison. You are trying to compare actual error message and expected error message, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, now this is clear. Now we can create multiple test cases for multiple error message validations like this. Okay, so now next thing what we will work on is this is going to be our video number 13, and we'll talk about extent reports, reporting capability basically. Okay, so in last video I have shown you some report which was where it is emailable report, right? So this is my emailable report, but this doesn't look good in nature, right? So what we will do is we will implement extent report. Okay, so this is some third party report, okay, not generated by Selenium or even not by TestNG. If I go to their official website extentreports.com, and if I go to the documentation, their latest version 4 for Java release. Okay, so this is basically API which I need to include into my project. Okay, so this is the latest dependency. Okay, so let me copy this dependency. I can get the same dependency on Maven. Okay, if you go to MVN repository, you can get the same dependency. I'm simply going to copy this from here. You can copy again, as I said, from MVN repository as well. Let me go to my pom.xml and let me add here. If you want, you can put specific version. If you specify something like this will always pull the latest version which is there on MVN repository. What's this? Okay, it shows it is missing on MVN repo. Let me go to MVN repo and copy it from there. Extend report. Not cucumber one. Let me get the correct dependency. It should be coming from com.event stack. Yeah, here it is, extend reports, and the latest version is 4.1.7. Let me copy this, copy it, and let me replace this. Okay, so this will download. Since I didn't have it on my local as well, it is downloading it now. I'll let it finish and quickly. Okay, so the dependency is downloaded, and you must be able to see that under MVN dependencies. Okay, it should be there. Fine, so let me close this pom.xml now. I'm not interested in it now, and let me close this unnecessary things for now. I'll keep only few things open. Okay, and test space. Okay, fine. So now we are talking about some report called as extent report. Okay, so how to use this extend report? The very first thing is we have added the dependency. Great, because I was using Maven, I used this. If you want to see the source code, it should be present on this GitHub repo. Javadoc is here. Okay, in this extend report, they have multiple reporters. Okay, and out of that, many of the reporters are paid versions. Okay, you see Pro, right? So all those are paid version. Earlier we were using event HTML reporter. uh, it was in version 3, but in version 4 we can use this event flow reporter, extend flow reporter, or we can, the subpart of this, we can use extend spark reporter. Okay, we can use any of them. Okay, now how to use. Okay, before I talk about how to use, let me create one class called as extend setup. I'll do all these settings into some class called as extend setup. So that particular class I am going to create under reusable components. Okay, so I'll say extend setup. You can give any meaningful name. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, and under this extend setup method, I'm going to create one method called as extend reports setup, public void, or I'll say setup extend report. Okay, now this, in this particular method, basically what we are trying to do is we are trying to set up the extend report. Okay, that means what should the name of my report, then what should be the report type, what should be the report title, what should be the theme. They have basically two kinds of theme, dark theme and normal theme. So what that should be, so everything, uh, the settings related to those particular details, we are going to put it over here. Okay, now uh, let's go here. Okay, so the very first thing is we need to create the object of extends. Okay, so for this actually we need to study all these things in details, right? But we are not going to spend our all this time into uh, learning out these things. So what we will do is we will create extend reports based on these documentation. Okay, so the very first thing is, let me create the object of extend reports class. Okay, let me put it over here. Extend reports. Let us import. It should be coming from extend reports package. Great. Okay. Second thing is we need to attach the extend report to some reporter. Okay, let us copy the second line, and it says please attach the reporter to the extend report what you have created. Now we need to create the reporter. Okay, and how to create the reporter, we have multiple option now how to create the reporter. You can like whatever options we have seen over here, right? All these are reporters. Out of this we can choose one of the reporter. Okay, so you can either choose any of the free reporter, right? Extend logger reporter or extend flow reporter, any of the reporter you can choose. Okay, uh, they should be having different layout, what and all things different have, I don't know, because I prefer only one kind of reporter, which is extend spark reporter. Okay, I don't know why it is not in the list, but let me check if it is extend spark or is it removed. Extend spark reporter, it is there. Extend spark reporter, I'll say spark report is equal to new, and you see there should be some overridden method where we can specify name of the report basically, and where should we put it. Okay, so what I'll do is I will pick this one, and I'm going to specify the location of my report, where my report should get stored. This is something which I will specify, right? And once it is defined, you should attach this extend spark reporter here, right? So two different things what we have done. Very first thing is we have created the object of extend reports class. Then to the object of extend reports class we have attached the reporter list is present on their website, right? Out of that I have picked one of the reporter. I don't know why it is not listed into that particular list, but let's see if it works. Since I'm seeing this class, it should work earlier. Since I'm using it from start, I have picked it. Okay, so I have attached this particular object over here, and here we need to give some name. Okay, so now the question is, you can give any name, right? So for example, let us create the name. So let's say string report path is equal to, I'm not going to hard code the path, right? So I'll say system dot get property, and my property is going to be user.dir, so that I'll get the current location of my project. And then what I'll do is I will put it under target folder. Let's say target folder, because target folder is something which get refreshed every time, right? If I'm doing maven run, it will get refreshed, deleted, and a new folder will get created. So I'll put it under target. Under target I will create okay, let it put under target only, and my report name is going to be execution report dot html. Okay, and this path I am going to pass to this particular reporter. Great. Now what will happen is my report will get generated and it will be stored with this particular execution report. I will get stored into the target folder. Okay, so in real time what we do is, if you want to keep the older versions, okay, what we'll do is let us create one folder. Let us create one folder, folder here. Okay, and I'll say reports, where I'll save my screenshots as well as reports and execution report.html. Okay, now if I want to keep my old reports, right, if I'm creating new file every time with the same name, old reports will get overwritten, right? So what I will do is I will put some date. Okay, so what I'll do is I will put some date over here, underscore. Here I'll try to get some actual date. Okay, now how to get date over here? Let me put it something like this. Okay, so what I'll do is I will forget this HTML for now, or let me do something like this. Okay, so I will create one date variable over here, and in that date variable I will try to get the current date, right? So how to get the current date? The question is how to get current date, and we can get it in some specific format. Okay, so what I'll do is I will say date. Let's say date is equal to new date. That's the class in java.else. Okay, and if I okay, I think I should use a formatter, because if I want date in some specific format, right? So let me use some formatter. I'll use simple date formatter. Simple date format. I'll say format is equal to new simple date format, and I should specify some pattern, what kind of format I want date in it. Okay, so I'll say, let's say dd YYYY. Okay, and I may keep this only, but if you're running it multiple times in a day, right? So specify hours hyphen minute hyphen ss, right? So you can specify any pattern, but that should be the accurate one, right? So something like date, hours, year, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, now what I'll do is I will use formatter. Okay, so I'll say format, sorry, yeah, format dot, I should get some option like format, okay, and my date object, so that this format method will return me date into this specific format, right? So I'll store it into a string string date is equal to this. Okay, and okay, let's say date 1, or I'll say actual date. Actual date, and this actual date object I will refer into my report name over here, right? So that every time when report will get generated, it will get generated with the name called as extend report underscore current timestamp into this specific format dot html. All right, so now we got the path and we got the extend report object where we have attached the reporter. Great. Now we can do some configurations. Okay, so this for this configurations and all, excuse me, for this configurations and all, you need to study the documentation little bit, okay. But since this is kind of one time setup, right, you can simply uh, do these things simply, or maybe you can do copy paste of these things, because this is kind of one time activity, and this is not even at all related to Selenium or Java, some external third party libraries. Like, so I'll do something like extend Spark report dot, there is a method called as config dot, then there are some method, for example set document title. Okay, so for now I'll simply mention document title, and I'll show you where it is getting listed. Okay, then again Spark report dot config dot set, let's say theme. Okay, and if you see in theme, they have two options, standard and dark. So let me pick a dark theme. It looks pretty good, and you can give some report name as well. Let me try report name. So two different theme, document title and report. Set report name. For now I will simply put it as report name. Just we'll see where it is coming. Okay, so now I'm done with my extend report setup. Okay, now where we are going to call it, we should be calling this particular stuff only once, right? Because my reports configuration will be done only once, and when I'll be doing that. So now there is a chain of actions. Okay, so the very first thing is setup report, and when we are going to do is one time activity. Okay, second stuff is create test. So we need to create tests in report, right? And when we need to do this, before each test, before each test. Okay, then we need to close the report, right? We need to close the extent report, or before that I'll say attach screenshot. We will be attaching screenshots as well, right? And when we will attach it on failures, on test case failures, we will attach it. We need to close the reports, right? Close reports. When we are going to close it, after all test executed, right? After execution. So from these particular words, if you see, and this should be before test, before each test, before, I'll say before before test execution begin, execution begin. Okay, now if you read out this word, before test execution begin, before each test, on failure, after execution, then you must be remembering something called as I test listener, the event listeners basically, which is coming from TestNG, right? So we are going to use listeners to handle all these situation. Okay, how? Let's proceed. So I'm done with the setup. Okay, and since we are going to do the setup, right, and where we are going to do the setup, somewhere into listener, right? So that is going to be some different class, right? So what I'll do is, from this class I will where is my extent report? Okay, so I will return this extent from this class, because wherever I call this, it should give me the extent object. Let me change the return type. Okay, and I should find this extent. Okay, let us define this into our object repo, right? Because we are defining everything over here, right? So let us define extent over here, and let us make it as a static. In second framework, we are not going to make it static. In the first framework, since we are doing only single threaded execution, this should be fine. Extend setup is done, and great, I'm done with this extend setup. Now where are we going to call the extend setup method? Okay, and before that, before I go in extend report, there is one more thing. If I go to the documentation, you see there is first thing called as, what is happening? Okay, so the very first object we have created is for extend reports class, extend object, right? So that's done. And the second thing, when we create the test, we need to create the object of extend test, right? So let us create object of extend test, right? So I'm just creating the object, actual invocation, like this invocation we will be doing. Okay, or let's wait for this. We'll do it in listener and then we will move it. Okay, now let us come to the listeners part. I'm done with this. Okay, so what I'll do is I will create listeners implementation. Where it is, I should do that under reusable components only. I'll say create new class, and class name I'll give it as listeners implementation. Okay, and if you must have studied this into TestNG concept. So listeners implementation, we do implements I test listener, I test listener. Great. And from itest listener there are lot many methods which we should override. Okay, so if I go to source and if I see option as override or implement methods, I'm getting list of all the methods, right? So whatever methods you want you can override. Okay, I'm just selecting all the methods, and now I should be implementing whatever methods I need over here. Let me delete their default implementation. Okay, great. So now whatever I told you over here, right? Before one-time activity, before each test, on failure, after execution. So all this stuff we will do under this method. You see, on test start, on test success, on test failure, on test skipped, right? So on test start, on finish. So here we will be putting all those things into these respective methods, right? So these are controlled by itest listener interface. Okay, so now what's the first step? Our first step is to set up the report, and as I said, it is one-time activity, and this is something which we should be doing in before our execution begin. Right now, the question is which method will begin basically first. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so on test start, this is basically this specific method will get executed before each test case. Before each test cases, it will get executed. Now success, if test case execution is success, this particular method will get called. If test case is failed, then this particular method will get called. So we are interested in this method on start. So before each and every execution start, right, before the first test case execution itself starts, here we should be doing the setup method, setup method call, right? Where we have that method, we have that method under extend setup, right? So this particular method I am going to call setup extend reports. Okay, so what I'll do is let me make this method as static so as to uh, call it very simply. So what I'll do is extend setup dot extend report setup, right? And this is going to return me a extend object. Okay, you see, this is going to return me the object of extend reports, right? And where have we saved it? I think we moved it under object repository, right? If I, or no, not yet. Object repo, yeah, we did move, yeah, but we need to extend object repo here because we are going to refer the uh, these particular variables from this object repo right there. So I should extend this particular method there. This class, sorry, extends this, right? And I should move this extend reports because it is already defined. What it is saying me, okay, let me import this. I should import, yeah, now the error is gone. So whenever I call this particular method called as this one setup extend report, it will do this extend report setup, right? And where it is defined over here into this extend object. Okay, anyway, we are not going to call this extend object again, because once it is set up, we are going to call only extend test to create new test. Okay, yeah, but for closer, for closing the extend report, we should be calling it, right? Because right now we have created it, but we need to close it somewhere, right? So for closure, we are going to call them under listeners, right? So here we are going to call them on finish, close, extend, right? So two things we are done with now: setting up extend, and second thing is closing extend, right? So what I'll do is I will extend this, because this setup extend method returns me the object of extend, right? And now why it is not coming over here? Because we did not extended object repo here, right? Let me import. Okay, so this is something will work, like I can extend as well as implements, both things will work together, right? So now I have extended and I am calling the setup method, I'm storing it into the extend object, and it will go into this static object called as extend report, right? And now once the execution is done, it will come to this on finish method, and here I am going to close that extend object. Okay, so yeah, so there is a method called as flush method. Okay, so this flush method will take care, it will collect the statistics and generate the report and close the report, right? Now we are done with two things: creating the report and closing the report. Okay, so fine. Now let us quickly start. This video is going a bit lengthy, but let me finish a couple of more things. How to start the report. Okay, so as I said, we are going to start report into this particular method called as on test start, because whenever each and every test case start, I need to report it, right? I need to tell my reporter that okay, test case execution for this specific test case is started, please create a node for me, right, in the report, or please create a space for me in the report, right? That's what we are telling by using this particular within this particular method, right? And for this again we are going to refer the object of extend dot, there should be one method called as test create test, right? And here you need to give the test case name. Okay, and what this create test method returns, it returns me the object of extend test. Extend test, extend test is equal to this. Okay, now I can put this here itself, but the problem will be I cannot, if I put it over here, I cannot refer them into my actual test cases, right? So what I'll do is again I will pick it from here and I will put it into my object repo, and again I will make it as a public static this. Okay, so that wherever I want to put the data into my report, I will simply access this object called as test, and I should be able to put the data into the report, right? Here I'll simply delete this, and yeah, this should work. Okay, now this will create a node into my report. Great, but now point here is how to get this test case name dynamically, right? For each and every test case I cannot hard code this name, right? Not possible, because I have 100 test cases, but this implementation, listener implementation, is only one class, right? So how to get the name dynamically? That is with the help of this itest result interface. So itest result is an interface which holds basically the information of your test case execution. Okay, and I will get the information from this result object, which is a of type itest result. So if I do itest result dot get method, there should be something called as get method dot get method name. So this particular method result.getMethod.getMethod name will give me the actual test case name, current test case execution which is happening, name of that particular test case. How I am getting it? From the interface called as itest result, which is required for all these overridden methods. So this is something internal. Okay, we need not to worry about that, we just need to worry how we can get it. Okay, so now if I execute this particular stuff, I should be able to create the extend report by using this stuff, and I should be able to create a space into my report for respective test case by using this particular method. Okay, so let me remove this unused import. Okay, so what I'll do is I will stop this video here, and in next video I'll continue. So in order to invoke this listeners, I need to create testng.xml, and then we need to work on that. Okay, so I'll continue in part 2. Thank you.